Thank you.
Namandam, 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 namandam.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's Dharma Family Service, either in person or via Zoom. I'm Makiko Yamaguchi and I will be serving as your MC. Assisting at the temple with technical support is Zoom team of Ara Matsumoto, Joy Gassman, and Stephen Kaneko. Betty Takeoka will lead the singing. Please rise and let us start the service with the Vandana and Tisarana. Please chant both the Pali and English part together with Reverend Blaine. Those of you on Zoom, be sure you have muted your microphone.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam Namanda, Butsunamanda, 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 Butsunamanda.
Please remain standing for aspiration, which will be shared by Linda Nagai.
This is from the Junidai. All existing things are impermanent and without abiding self. They are like the moon reflected in the water, like lightning, like shadows, like dew. The Dharma cannot be expressed by words, the Buddha proclaimed. Thus, I bow in reverence to the Noble One, Amida. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda.
Thank you, Linda. Please be seated. It is now time for the offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come up and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front row and moving towards the back. Please use both incense burners. Let us observe a moment of silent meditation.
There's so much hurt in our world. Let's take a moment during this time of sound meditation to offer our loving kindness to all who are suffering and all who are experiencing difficulty during this time. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings live with ease. Namandab, 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 namandab.
Reverend Blaine will now lead us on chanting the sutra 12 Homage or English Junilai. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the pews and on your screen.
The Junidai, or 12 Homages, was composed by Nagarjuna, the first of the 7 masters of Jodo Shinshu. Nagarjuna celebrates the beauty, the grandeur, and preciousness of the Pure Land, which manifests the virtues of Amida Buddha and expresses the desire to be born in the realm of enlightenment. The phrase Koga Chodai Mida Son, or thus I bow to Amida, is repeated 10 times and has the same meaning as Namo Amida Butsu. This expression of dedication reminds us of our commitment to the Buddha and the land of peace, where everyone attains the highest fulfillment of Buddhahood. Gods and men all bow in awe to Amida the revered in Buddha like the elephant's pace, Buddha's eyes like the blue lotus. Thus I bow to Amida. Buddha's form round like the moon, bright like thousand suns and moons. Buddha's voice like the nightingale. Thus I bow to Amida. Buddha's figure on Kanon's crown, adorned with wondrous features. Buddha subdues evilness. Thus I bow to Amida. Beyond compare, Amida's pure, virtue shining clear like space. All benefit from Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida. Bodhisattvas all renown, Maras to praise Amida. Primal vow made for our sake. Thus I bow to Amida. Golden ponds where lotus bloom, towers a throne of goodness. Buddha lives like the mountain king. Thus I bow to Amida. Bodhisattvas come afar, attaining true happiness. They revere the Buddha's face. Thus I bow to Amida. All life changes like the dew. We have no permanent self. Buddha teaches this law to all. Thus I bow to Amida. No evil in the pure land, and no fear of evil paths. Faithful hearts honor Buna. Thus I bow to Amida, saving us through many ways. No tempters, no evil friends. Birth leads to enlightenment. Thus I bow to Amida. Amida, thus I have praised. Virtues boundless like the sea. These virtues shared with others, for birth into the pure land. Naman, Naman. sheri guoli bayo together attaining awaken mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namannabu, 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 namandabs, namandabs, namandabs.
Please rise for singing of the song Jodo Shinshu Rock. Words can be found on page 2 in the orange folder in the back of the pews and on the screen. Again, page 2 in the orange folder.
Shinran Shani was a common man, started out life as a poor orphan. Pure land teaching is for you. Live your life in the Nimbutsu, singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. Siddhartha was a special man, born a prince of the Shaka clan. At his birth it rained sweet tea. Now we call it Hanamatsuki. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. Amida teaches harmony. He is always calling me. Kindness to all living things. This is what your heart will sing. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. Suffering is all around. Noble truths are so profound. We can end our misery. Eightfold path will be the key. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. I am a link in the golden chain, stretching round this world of pain. Keep my lane bright and strong, except the Dharma can't go wrong. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. Primal vow before our sake, Buddha nature will awake. Repeat his name is all you do, just recite the Nimbutsu. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. Try your best and do what's right. You will see Amida's light. Buddha's always there for you. Namu Amida Butsu. Singing Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu, Jodo, Jodo, Shinshu, Shinshu. We will rock you, rock you. We will gasho.
You may be seated. Today we are in for a treat as our own Sangha member Daren Katayama will share a Dharma message with us.
Thank you, Mana. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of someone else who is not up early in the morning in Japan. We're just talking about Mana. Close. Yeah, you young. I had to get up pretty early this morning. Okay, that made me wake up better now. Okay, before I start, I'd like to honor some signature moves of two reverends, Reverend Alan Urasaki and Reverend David Fujimoto. So number one, in honor of Reverend Alan Urasaki, his signature move is the Sangha selfie. He always takes a picture of his audience, so I'm going to post it on his Facebook page. So if you would all kind of look this way, hopefully I can do it. Oi, there we go. So I'm telling Reverend Allen that he should trademark that Sangha selfie phrase because I think number two, on Oahu, when I'm there, I attend Mililani Honganji, and Reverend David Fujimoto is the resident minister there. And his signature thing is he has tons of figurines on his podium. So he told me that, don't worry, Reverend Blaine's not going to mind. So we went with Star Wars. I don't have the big ones. They're kind of small. Hopefully Alan practiced, so hopefully he can zoom in on them. But we have Mandalorian, Grogu, Ahsoka, Darth Vader, and a stormtrooper. So this is for Reverend David. So he has his little figurines up here. Oh, and then one last thing with him is that, well, there's kind of an inside joke. There's this group of us that we have the Cola Wars, Pepsi versus Coca-Cola. Reverend David and Alan are on the Pepsi side. Alyssa, who is on Zoom, and Mark are on the Coca-Cola side. I'm the accountant. I'm just the cheapest one on sales side. So, for Reverend David, I just flew in this morning. I didn't have a chance to get a can. My wife is a Coca-Cola, but I made a Pepsi can. So that's for him. I don't think anyone's gonna notice, but anyway, that's my honor to those guys. So now we can actually start. So again, good morning. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts of Jodo Shin Buddhism. I am not an expert by any means. I can't even pronounce the name of that university that all the ministers graduate from, the dreaded Dragon Valley University. So today's talk is just based on my thoughts, my personal experiences, and I could very well be wrong. But not to worry, there's a money-back guarantee for this message. After the discussion, if you're not totally satisfied, your ticket price is going to be refunded, so don't worry. I thought long and hard about what should we discuss? What topics might be relevant? Should we discuss the terrible tragedy in Lahaina, this year's Bondan season, or perhaps even the new Star Wars series called Ahsoka that just premiered on Disney Plus, that one? Right, it looks pretty good, and we can talk more about that at refreshments. But I struggled to find a topic. Nothing jumped out. But fortunately, last Monday, while I was on Facebook, Share Your Memories link popped up. And for those of you not familiar, Facebook every so often will pop up a memory from the past. And so this memory was of Wayne Nishida of Wailuku, Maui, a very dear friend who passed away in July of 2022. And so it got me thinking, Wayne had this daily post, his thought of the day, and it would always end with, make it a great day and have fun while you're at it. Those of you who are Facebook friends with Wayne know exactly what I'm talking about. So I went back to his old post to see if there was a thought of the day that I could point me in the right direction. And a post on May 20th, 2022 caught my eye. And I'd like to share an abbreviated portion as an aspiration to start today's talk. So if you would join me in Gasho. Try to see the life which is in front of you truly as it is. Love it just as it is. Live it fully and give it nothing but your best. Choose to be grateful that you're able to live it, embracing everything that you have experienced, treasuring whatever you have been, and give new life to your memories by making even better ones each day. Choose to truly understand how it feels to be alive each day. Choose to share that feeling as you continue to let it grow with gratitude, kindness, humility, and generosity, and seize the opportunity that every moment has to offer. Make it a great day and have fun while you're doing it. Namo Amidabutsu. I wanted to use these words as a jumping off point to talk about some general concepts in Jodoshin Buddhism, then go over what I think Jodoshin is from my perspective, and then why I think it's the path for me. I also will share a novel take on the Four Noble Truths and how I interpret it to hopefully ease my suffering, and conclude with a story of how hard it is to walk the walk, but we should still try. And in the end, I'm still assured birth into the Pure Land because of Amida Buddha. What I heard in Wayne's message was to see life as it truly is, an awakening. And this can have two perspectives. On one hand, I can open my eyes and see the true suffering that I'm experiencing. Or alternatively, I can also open my eyes and see that there's so much to be grateful for, even in this suffering. What I take from this is to live our life with that gratitude, kindness, humility, and generosity that Wayne talked about. I believe this is the essence of the Jodoshin path. When Wayne said, seize the opportunity that every moment has to offer, I think he was, at least in part, referring to how we have so many wonderful moments to be thankful for, to truly appreciate each and every moment, and especially this moment, this precious, unrepeatable moment. Right now, at this very moment, I am with friends and family who have molded who and what I am. No matter how long or short we've known each other, all of the karmic causes and conditions from interactions with you, our interconnectedness, has influenced who and what is standing at this podium. Even people I have never met still influence who and what I am. Thus, you have had a part of who I am, good and or bad. Or stated another way, it's all your fault, right? Just kidding. Getting back on topic. The term that really describes this is okage sama de. I am what I am because of you. We are all connected. What we do could impact others, even those who we have never met. So it is important for us to be mindful and kind in our thoughts, our words, and our actions every day because we are interconnected. Just this morning, flying over from Honolulu, we passed Maui. I couldn't help but look out, and you couldn't really see the details, but you definitely knew that was Lahaina. And with that tragedy, people I don't even know directly, such an impact. And yet we can also impact their lives by, giving however you can, even kind words and thoughts. So that interaction, even if we never met people, we're all interconnected. Stepping back a little bit in a broader perspective, how many of you really thought about what is Jodoshin Buddhism? Let me ask you, if a person walked into this temple right now, a person who has no knowledge of Jodoshin, and asked, what is Jodoshin about? How can it help me? What would your answer be? Most of you have attended many services, have heard Reverend Blaine and others speak about the teachings of the Buddha. You may have done some online research or read books about the teachings. So in a few sentences, what would you say? Anyone? Bueller? No. What would I say? I would, without hesitation, tell them, go see Reverend Blaine. Right? Right? That's the easiest answer. Right? But seriously, I would say, I could very well be wrong, but I would say Jodo Shinshu is the practice of gratitude, mindfulness, and kindness. Trying to be grateful for what we have, to try and be mindful of others, and trying to be kind to every living thing. And if we could perfect these practices, we would be awakened to the true nature of our existence and we would no longer suffer. We would, in essence, be enlightened. However, because of our human flaws, particularly like my egocentric mind, is very difficult, if not impossible, to attain such awakening during my human experience. But not to worry, because Amida Buddha ensures we will be born into the Pure Land, where we will be enlightened and at peace, no suffering. Also, the Jodoshin path is one of looking inwards to change myself versus trying to change others. The focus is to change my attitude, my thoughts, my words and actions. World peace is not achieved by me changing you. Peace will occur when I am truly grateful, mindful, and kind, when I am no longer a foolish being deluded by my ego. But again, I will need the help from the Buddha. So to me, this is what Jodo Shinshu is. Now, why should one consider the Jodo Shin path? For me, this goes back again to being pragmatic and honest to myself that I alone cannot achieve awakening, but I can take comfort that there is a way for me. Sharing from the Hompa Honganji Mission of Hawaii's website, this can be found at honganjihawaii.com. Quote, there are many traditions in Buddhism, but one of the most compelling paths of Buddhism is the Shin Buddhist path, the path of gratitude and humility. While other schools of Buddhism seek to attain or realize enlightenment, the Shin Buddhist path is one of simply listening and opening one's heart to receiving it. The pursuit of enlightenment can become something like chasing after a mirage in the desert. You think you have arrived only to find it disappear. Trying to grasp or attain enlightenment can be kind of like trying to grab a snowflake that falls. Once you grab it, you have crushed it. But if you'd open your hand and allow the snowflake to gently fall into your hand, the snowflake becomes yours without any effort in grasping. This is the Shin Buddhist path. Rather than pursuing enlightenment, we simply listen to the Dharma and receive it, and allow it to unfold into our hearts and minds. This does not require any particular lifestyle. You don't have to become a monk and sit for hours in meditation. You can listen to the Dharma in your everyday life, no matter what you do or where you are. Listening to the Dharma can mean listening to sermons or lectures, but it can also mean listening or talking to anyone. You never know who might be your teacher of Dharma if you have the ears and heart to listen. A taxi driver could be a teacher, or a bartender, or even your worst enemy, end quote. That's from the website. In my case, this might be listening to Wayne Nishida and his posts, or my parents or grandparents, or all of you, or even my worst enemy, my sister. Just kidding. Just kidding. That is totally not true. Well, maybe in high school, but not today. Not today. So the reason why I like the Jodo Shin path is because it acknowledges the reality of my human limitations, that I'm not a monk that can spend endless hours in meditation, but through the Buddha's infinite wisdom and compassion, I, a foolish being, can still attain enlightenment and be born into the Pure Land. The teaching says that I have the Buddha nature already in me. We all have the Buddha nature already in us, but our ego does not allow us to fully realize this nature. And this brings in the concepts of that self-power and other power. Countless monks and others over eons have tried using their self-power to gain enlightenment via self-practice, and yet not many have, if not all. I only know of Siddhartha Gautama as one to do it during his human existence. So the Jodo Shin path relies on this other power, that of Amida Buddha, to help us gain birth into the Pure Land. Now, based on the Buddha's 18th vow, or primal vow, it assures my birth into Pure Land just by reciting the Nembutsu and entrusting in the Buddha. It brings me comfort. And this is why I like the Jodo Shinshu tradition. If it were not for the Buddha, the other power, I would never get to the Pure Land on my own. Since I must await for the Buddha to save me, does this mean I will suffer until I die? I'd probably say yes. In our human existence, we experience suffering from the day we are born. Often the most common experience is related to a death. No one is exempt. Reverend Blaine uses the parable of the mustard seed, where a mother lost her child, a very young son. She asked the Buddha to bring her son back to life, and she was told to gather a mustard seed from all the villagers who have never been touched by death. She tried, and of course, every family had been touched by death. Everyone had experienced suffering due to death. Thus, the mother realized the universal reality of death. And with this understanding, her suffering was eased somewhat. The Four Noble Truths address suffering from the Buddha's perspective. I shared this before and I'd like to share it again. Several years ago, Reverend Alan Urasaki shared a post by hopefully Arthur Grau called Buddha's Four Noble Truths for a 4-year-old. 4 years, totally age appropriate for me. I'm going to test Alan's camera skills. This way? This way. This way. I'm going to read it anyways, but this is the Four Noble Truths, Buddha's Four Noble Truths for a 4-year-old. The first noble truth: sometimes people feel sad. The second noble truth: sometimes the thing that makes people sad is not getting something they want or getting something they don't want. The third noble truth: there is a way not to be sad about not getting what you want or getting something you don't want. The fourth noble truth: the way is to not think so much about what you want, but instead think about how you can be kind and helpful to your family, your teachers, your friends, other people, animals, bugs, and everything that lives. I kind of like this version. This says that we feel sad because sometimes we do not get what we want. Sound familiar? I'm the first one. But let's see, sorry, lost my place. But this, and what you don't want. This can be something physical, like money, a new car, toys. I'm 60 years old and I like Lego. But not getting what we want can also mean when someone passes away. We want them not to die, ever. We suffer because of our attachments. We suffer because we struggle to accept change in our life. This is impermanence. One of the most difficult forms of suffering is when we lose someone we love. This is the most basic of human nature. And this is probably the greatest reality of life. If you read the Epistle on White Ashes that's read at funerals, one day we all will be white ashes. And again, one of the reasons I like Jodo Shin Path is because it acknowledges or seemingly affirms that my human nature will cause me to suffer when I lose someone I love. My self-power is not enough to overcome this. But then, do I really want to? I mean, if I could practice self-power, attain enlightenment, not have attachment, would I truly not suffer, or at least not suffer as much? Would it be better if I never had attachments to my family? I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't think this has to be a binary choice, but I think Reverend Blaine, I'll have to make an appointment with you later and kind of hammer out the edges on this one. But, so suffering is universal. As mentioned in the Four Noble Truths that we just talked about, a way to not be so sad is to think about how we can be kind and helpful to others, essentially being mindful of others, to think and be considerate of others. And if we add in being grateful, grateful for what we do have, I think this will also help cope with the suffering. Again, this is a part of the Jodo Shin path. So in conclusion, going back to how it all started with Wayne Nishida's thought of the day, how this relates to the Jodo Shinshu path, the Four Noble Truths of a 4-year-old. What I get is he's trying to say, try to see life truly as it is, try to live it, love it fully, try to be grateful, to live with gratitude, kindness, generosity, and humility. I see this as the Jodo Shinshu tradition, to appreciate and try to be kind and gentle to every living thing, to try and be humble and accept that I cannot attain true enlightenment through self-power, and I must entrust and accept the other power of Amida Buddha. One quick final note. These teachings seem so simple, so obvious, but for me, very difficult to execute in practice. Take humility, being humble. Yes, my family is probably laughing now because they know exactly the story I'm going to recount, but about being humble. Recently, I watched this video of Konawaina High School's 2023 commencement keynote speech by Dr. Kimo Alameda. It was a great speech because first, it was only 5 or 10 minutes long, short and sweet. Second, he only laid out 5 simple points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boom, done. The 5th point was to be humble, to don't forget to always be humble. So at this gathering of family and friends at my house, I told everyone, you got to hear this speech. It was excellent. Just what all young men and women need to hear. They listened and they agreed. After dinner, we played some mahjong. I hit this huge hand. I mean, maxed out on points. And how do you think I reacted when I scored the big one? So like, woohoo! Check this out. Not very humble, which was told to me by my family at the table. You just said, you just literally 2 hours ago, we're watching the video. You just said, be humble. So it's easy to talk the talk, but apparently impossible for me to walk the walk. But similarly, the Jodo Shinshu teachings may be difficult to execute, but we should still try. If you notice, the Golden Chain of Love says we should try to be kind and gentle. In the Children's Eightfold Path, it says we should try to be truthful and kind in all we say. Doesn't say we must always. And this is why I do not consider Jodo Shinshu as a religion, but rather as a practice, because we are constantly practicing the Dharma in our daily lives. Another reason that the Jodo Shinshu is the path for me. So again, please join me in Gasho. Try to see the life which is in front of you truly as it is. Love it just as it is. Live it fully and give it nothing but your best. Choose to be grateful that you are able to live it, embracing everything that you have experienced, treasuring whatever you have been, and give new life to your memories by making even better ones each day. Choose to truly understand how it feels to be alive each day. Choose to share that feeling as you continue to let it grow with gratitude, kindness, humility, and generosity. And seize the opportunity that every moment has to offer. Make it a great day and have fun while you're doing it. Dharma Message. Thank you very much for this opportunity to express my thoughts. I am truly grateful for this precious moment. And you can see Betty or the Reverend if you want your money back, because they'll refund it.
Thank you for your message, Daren. I will now lead the unison reading of Golden Chain of Love. What can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the pews and on the screen. Please join me reciting the word out loud. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo for everyone's generosity. Please rise as we will conclude this service with singing of the Gasa Nembutsu.
Namandam, 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 namandam.
You may be seated. This concludes today's service. Here are some announcements. Upcoming schedule of service, events, and reminders. Next Sunday, September 10th, we will be celebrating Grandparents' Day service at 10 a.m. Guest lay speaker will be Mrs. Nancy Shimamoto, former president of Moiriri Honganji Buddhist Temple and sister of Betty Takeoka. In the afternoon from 2 to 3:15 p.m., you are invited to attend the Advanced Healthcare. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Attended Advanced Healthcare Directive Workshop sponsored by Community First Hawaii. Registration is free. This workshop will explain step by step how to complete your Advanced Healthcare Directive, which become your voice if you are unable to speak due to illness. You can choose to attend in person here at the temple or Zoom in from your home. Autumn Mohigan service will be observed on Sunday, September 17th at 10 a.m. In-person guest speaker will be Reverend Shindo Nishiyama of Jikoen Honganji in Honolulu. Thursday, September 21st, the annual Ring Your Bell for Peace Day event will be held at 8:30 a.m. here at the temple. It has become a worldwide event, so please join in on the simultaneous ringing of bells for peace around the world. The Konohonganji preschool student will be participating in the temple too. Sunday, September 24 service, there has been a change. Instead of a Dharma family service, we will zoom in on a Maui Wildfire Memorial Service hosted by Hawaii Honpa Honganji Ministers Association and Maui Ministers Association. Service will be start at 10 a.m. A memorial message will be given by Bishop Umitani. All donations from the service will go to the HHMH Maui Wildfire Relief Fund. Please come to the temple and we will participate virtually and watch the service on our monitors. After the service, we will enjoy fellowship and refreshment. You can also zoom in from your home by registering online, after which you will receive the Zoom link. Reminders. Be sure to open and read, click on the attachment and the interesting links that were included with Reverend Blaine's weekly update, which he emailed this past Friday. 2023 Temple membership update form have been mailed out and are also attached to Reverend Blaine's email. Please be sure to complete and return them as soon as possible. Mahalo. Free COVID test kits with expiration date in October 2023 are still available. Please help yourself because COVID is still lurking within the community. Any other announcement?
Thank you to Maki for announcing the Advanced Healthcare Directive workshop that we're hosting here next Sunday, September 10th. Also, on September 30th, we will be holding a resource fair for empowering family caregivers. This is sponsored by the Kona Community Hospital and will be held at our social hall on that day from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. They have a great lineup of people, of organizations offering services in the community for caregivers, but also some great presenters and presentations on caring for kupuna with Alzheimer's, advanced healthcare directives, financial considerations for kupuna care, and understanding levels of care and respite. So at some point or another, everyone will become a caregiver or will need caregiving. And so this is an important information for us to learn about. Also, as I mentioned in my weekly update, September is the beginning of Suicide Prevention Month. And our Sangha has been touched by suicide recently. And I think it's even more poignant and more important for each of us and to be more aware and to learn about suicide prevention and mental health resources that are available in our community. So please check out the links that I provided in my email with some important crisis line information as well for, I think, the Hawaii Cares 988 number that everyone can access with no charge. So also, on behalf of the mahalo to Claudia Chang and to the Aoki family for these yellow ribbons for suicide prevention awareness. A bowl of them are in the back of the temple on the table in back, so please pick up one as we increase awareness of suicide prevention this month. So, mahalo.
Thank you, Sensei. Anybody else? Linda? No? Okay. I just want to share one thing. Like Sensei mentioned, last month was a very sad month for me, and maybe a lot of Sangha members will be related. And but I was watching today, all the Sangha come up to the Oshoko and come music and incense aroma, and I could feel there's a lot of question, no answer, but I could feel I will be okay, like the Gohon zones, right? And some kind of, it wasn't powerful, but it touched my heart. And so thank you very much for joining us today. It means a lot to me. And thank you for being here. So those of you on the Zoom, you may leave at any time. Those of you here in person, refreshment will be served in the conference room. Mahalo to Janet Linder, Mildred Kaneko, and anyone else who brought goodies to share. Your attendance today is most sincerely appreciated. Please remember to get your flu shot and stay safe. We hope to see you at the future Sunday services. Thank you. I know.